Here's the brutal truth nobody talks about. Having $100,000 doesn't just make you richer, it literally rewrites the entire game of wealth building. While everyone else is grinding paycheck to paycheck, wondering if they'll ever break free, you're about to discover why reaching that six-figure milestone is the ultimate cheat code to millionaire status. I'm the Wealth Wizard. I help people with their personal finances using the same tricks I have been told my entire life to build my wealth. Subscribe if you'd like, as it does nothing but help you. But the truth is, I never had a high-paying job or inherited a fortune. I just saved enough money to make the momentum of saving more even easier. Listen, and I'll explain how. Most people think wealth building is linear. Save 1,000, then 2,000, then 3,000, slowly climbing the ladder one painful rung at a time. But that's the biggest financial lie you've ever been told. The math behind compound growth reveals something shocking. The difference between having $0 and 100,000 is actually smaller than the gap between 100,000 and 1 million. Let me blow your mind with some numbers. If you're starting from zero and investing $500 monthly at an 8% annual return, it takes you 12 and a half years to hit that first 100 grand. That's over a decade of disciplined saving and investing. But here's where it gets crazy. Once you have that 100,000 working for you, reaching 1 million takes just 14 more years with the same monthly contributions. Think about that for a second. 12 and a half years to build your first 100,000, but only 14 additional years to grow it to a full million. The acceleration is absolutely mind-blowing, and it all comes down to one simple concept that most people completely underestimate. Compound interest becomes a beast when it has more money to work with. At the beginning of your wealth journey, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your monthly contributions are doing most of the heavy lifting because your balance is small. When you invest $500 and your account only has $2,000 in it, that new money represents 25% growth just from your contribution. The compound interest? It's barely making a dent. But fast forward to when you have $100,000 invested. Now that same $500 monthly contribution represents just 0.5% of your total balance. Meanwhile, your investments are potentially generating $800 per month just from growth alone. Suddenly, your money is making more money than you're contributing, and that's when the magic happens. This is why wealthy people seem to get richer faster. It's not because they have some secret knowledge or insider information. It's because they understand that money makes money, and the more money you have working for you, the faster it multiplies. Every dollar you add to a large investment account has an army of existing dollars backing it up. Here's another way to think about it. When you have $10,000 invested and the market grows 8% in a year, you make $800. Nice, but not life-changing. When you have $100,000 invested and the market grows that same 8%, you make $8,000. That's more than many people save in an entire year, and you earned it while sleeping. The psychological impact is equally powerful. Once you hit six figures, your mindset shifts dramatically. You stop thinking like someone who's broke and start thinking like someone who has real wealth. You make different decisions, take calculated risks, and view money as a tool rather than something scarce. This mental transformation often leads to earning more income, which accelerates the journey even further. But here's what most financial advisors won't tell you. The path to that first 100,000 is brutal. It requires sacrifice, discipline, and patience when you can't see meaningful progress for years. Many people give up during this phase because the results feel painfully slow. They're contributing month after month, watching their balance crawl upward, not realizing they're building the foundation for exponential growth. This is why increasing your income becomes crucial in the early stages. Every extra dollar you can throw at investments during those first years pays massive dividends later. Working side hustles, developing new skills, switching jobs for higher pay. All of these strategies become incredibly valuable when you understand the compound growth curve. The wealthy also understand asset allocation differently once they hit significant milestones. With $100,000, you can diversify across different investment vehicles, access opportunities that require higher minimums, and weather market volatility better because you're not dependent on every single contribution to keep your plan on track. Real estate becomes more accessible too. $100,000 can serve as substantial down payments on multiple properties or provide the capital needed for house flipping or rental investments. These alternative wealth-building strategies often generate higher returns than traditional stock market investing, but they require that initial capital to get started. The tax advantages also multiply. With larger investment accounts, strategies like tax loss harvesting become more effective. You can optimize between different account types like traditional and Roth retirement accounts based on your current and expected future tax situations. These optimizations can save thousands annually, money that gets reinvested to accelerate growth even more. Here's your action plan. Treat reaching $100,000 as your most important financial goal. Cut expenses ruthlessly, increase income aggressively, and invest every spare dollar during this phase. Once you understand that this milestone is your gateway to exponential wealth growth, every sacrifice becomes easier to justify. Now, if you're serious about building wealth, I've put together a free step-by-step course to help you master personal finance starting today. Click the video on screen now and take the first step toward your financial freedom, or wait until it's too late, and always wish you had taken the time to watch the video.